qualities does it take to be a good CIO?
Well, that's an interesting question. Qualities, I think conviction, purpose, really understanding what it is that technology and information combined can actually bring to an organisation to really help it perform differently and better. I think you've got to have a good grounding and understanding of what IT is capable of, but equally I think you have to really appreciate what the importance of information is in the way in which organisations work.
What would you say has been your biggest challenge so far?
Well, certainly in the last 3 years, ripping out and replacing all the IT in Essex and starting again, that was a pretty big challenge. But we've done that now and it's working very well. I think the other biggest challenge has been around raising the profile, I think, of IT as a profession in not just this organisation but others, and getting people to understand that IT is not an overhead but it's actually a benefit and an enabler for the organisation. And internally, within the IT profession, helping the IT profession be more confident in itself and in being more outward in thinking about what it can actually bring to the wider business.
What do you consider to be your biggest achievement?
Biggest achievement to date has been, well, first one was winning European CIO of the Year 2 years ago, which was lovely. That was, and I got to go to Luxembourg as well, which was nice. And the reason, on the back of that was basically the massive IT change programme that we completed when I was at Westminster City Council. And I think a close, sort of almost even with that now, is the achievement we've had here in Essex as well in basically taking the IT from being a bit of a lame duck to now something that's actually well respected in the organisation and is helping the organisation fundamentally change the way it wants to work. So it's viewed as value add now, which is great.
And what's your next big goal, both personally and professionally?
Next big goal personally is, whilst I've been doing all my day job, I've also been doing the Charter Director with Institute of Directors. Now I've passed the certificate, I'm now doing the diploma, and after that hopefully go on to become a Chartered Director, which would be very challenging, very different, and it's been quite entertaining. Meet a lot of different people doing that. Work-wise, I think the big challenge now is really about taking what we've been doing around ubiquitous networks, so Broadband UK and our corporate infrastructure, and actually putting that into the county to help our businesses, because certainly in the current economic climate, business survival as well as business growth is key, and 3/4 of our county is rural, which is a real problem for our small businesses. So over the next 2 years I've got to make sure we roll out our Broadband UK project and actually help those businesses sort of survive and grow.
What was the most useful piece of careers advice you've ever received?
It was a boss of mine many years ago when I worked in central government policy, a guy called David Miller, and when I first got involved in working directly with ministers, David gave me some very valuable advice. He said, never tell a minister they can't do something. Always give them 3 choices. Do nothing, the sensible choice, and the brave choice. And that stuck with me throughout. So whenever I deal with difficult situations and dealing with difficult options, I always look to strike that balance.
Other than that, what careers advice would you pass on to others?
I think certainly within the IT profession, I think really important that we need to be less IT-ish and we need to be more corporate. We need to think about, back to my earlier point really, is just what value do we add and how do we contribute to the organisation whole, and in the case of public service, the area you work in as a whole, what good do you do? And if you can't answer that question, you really need to sort of question what it is you're doing there. If you have that conviction, you have clarity around that, it makes other decisions much easier. And being a CIO isn't that bad, it's quite good fun.